I have a very simple question for you coming into the NFL this weekend, and that is, when is the last time you have been this excited to watch a Patriots football game?
I got a bad answer for you. I
Okay.
got a real bad answer for you. One you're not going to be happy to hear. Super Bowl 53.
Oof.
That was the
Wow.
last time I was this happy.
Are you serious?
Super Bowl
Even during the
53.
I think during Mac Jones's first season, I was a little bit excited watching Patriots football just because it was like kind of the storyline where it was like, okay, Tom Brady, obviously we acknowledge what you've done for the team, but you left us. You went to Tampa Bay and you chased another ring. Now we got Mac Jones who's playing under the best coach of all time and they're winning football games, and winning football games with Mac Jones is pretty impressive. But that being said, oh man, that Bills win was pretty awesome.
It was
last
not
week.
as good, and here's why.
Okay.
It was not as good, and here's why. When Mac Jones was the quarterback for the Patriots, it was immediately after Tom Brady had left.
Yeah.
So we didn't know. We had a year of Cam Newton that was COVID football, and we didn't know what it was like to suck yet.
Right.
So it was not quite as sweet. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
First of all, before we get too far, I think it's the fucking jerseys. Our jerseys suck.
Okay.
And since we switched over to the new ones with the red stripes, our old Color Rush ones, we've been horrible.
Yeah.
So first of all, I mean, that's just my thought. That's just my 2 cents on the matter.
Okay. I love the red one. I'll be honest.
The red one's awesome.
The full red one's awesome.
That's
but
how
you
I'm
like those
about.
ones that are in the background of your screen right now with the gray on the sleeve?
Thank you for bringing that up, because I was going to bring that up too. I mean, it only took us like a minute and a half to get into it. I put up a new poster in the background today. How many of you can name every single player on this list? Let's see. Wes Welker, Chad Ochocinco. I don't think ever played a regular season game for the Patriots. Thomas Edward, Patrick Brady Jr., Deion Branch, and Danny Woodhead. That's quite the five. I've had this poster since I was 5 years old. So
Danny Woodhead is a legendary Patriots white running back that everybody forgets about. He's one of those guys that like I grew up watching. Wes Welker's the same way, but then you had Julian Edelman, you had Danny Amendola. Like you're okay with losing Wes Welker at some point, but Danny Woodhead, man, what a throwback! What a throwback! That poster's awesome. I'm glad it made it all the way up to school, but we're kind of getting beside the point here, which is the Patriots.
Yeah. Let me get back to my main point. I'm sorry.
Okay.
My point was, this is the best Patriots win since the Super Bowl over the Rams when Jared Goff was the quarterback.
And that game we won 13-6. What did we win that? Like
we won. Yeah. Like
that game was not fun to watch.
But the last time I was this happy having watched a Patriots football game was because of that. This is the first time that I watched the Patriots game and was like, we might be back to winning.
Right.
When the year after, right, 2019, Tom Brady's last season, we were favorites going into the playoffs. We had just come off a Super Bowl win. Winning was the standard.
Right.
So when we won big games, it wasn't like, oh, this is what we should be doing. It was like, oh, we should have beaten the Tennessee Titans in the wild card game, right? So
yeah, I guess.
You have Mac Jones. We get rolled in the playoffs. We didn't have a single great win under Mac Jones.
Okay.
This was a close game. You're going into the last undefeated team in the NFL's home stadium on Sunday Night Football. They're debuting their jerseys. They got Fred Jackson on the field before the game, screaming and hooting and hollering, and the stadium is so loud. And you beat them and you leave Buffalo with a win. Alex, I think the Patriots are a top 3 team in the AFC right now.
All right, that's a very bold statement coming from you. I'd like you to flesh that out a little bit. I'm going to throw some teams at you really quickly, just off the top of my head. Say, are they better or are they worse than the Patriots right now? The Buffalo Bills.
They're better.
They are. The Bills are a better team.
The Buffalo Bills are better. The Buffalo Bills are a better team.
Okay.
I don't think that they're monumentally better like they have been in the past, but for now, they're certainly a better team. And they were very banged up the other day.
Agreed. And I think that they are the A1 team in the NFL right now. They're probably the favorite to win the Super Bowl. Them and the Eagles probably are the two teams.
The Lions are the favorite to win the Super Bowl.
Are they really? Interesting.
Yep, right
okay. Even after that first week, I mean, seriously, they bounced back spectacularly well. Another team from the AFC that we need to talk about in terms of being top of that division, the Indianapolis Colts.
Are the Patriots better than them?
Yes, that's my question.
Yes, I think the Patriots are better than them. I
Okay.
think the Colts play in the AFC South. Every team in the AFC South right now is mediocre. I think with the Colts, you don't really know what you have yet. Is
Mm,
it the best 5 weeks you've ever had, or is it actual success? We have a team like this every year. We'll see.
yeah. So you think they're better than the Colts? Do you think they're better than the Chargers?
I think on paper, no,
Okay.
but I think the Chargers are always going to Charger. They
Yeah.
lost. They had a bad loss this weekend. They had a horrible loss to the Giants last weekend. If those
Yep.
teams can get to them, then the Patriots absolutely can, especially with Vrabel.
Okay. So I'm not hearing a clear cut number 2 team that you think is better than the Patriots right now in the AFC.
I would probably still say the Bills. I would still say the Denver Broncos are better than the
Okay.
Patriots right now.
Interesting. The
And then
Denver
I'd have the
Broncos
Patriots,
defense is
and
just so good.
at four right now, to be honest with you, I don't think that they're gonna stay this way, but
Yeah.
at 4-1, you could make a case for the Jaguars being the fourth best team.
Correct. And we'll talk about the Jaguars a little bit later, but right now we are going to give our hometown team some love. Um, Look, first and foremost, this game was not pretty in any means of the word. Like there were how
I
many
disagree.
fumbles? 3 or 4 fumbles in the first quarter. The
Yeah.
ball was like had some slickness to it. It was just moving all over the place. And while Drake May, I do agree, in the second half threw the ball really well, hit Stephon Diggs, who had a massive game, his biggest game in Patriots colors so far. He looked like a wide receiver 1 out there. Like
For the second week in a row.
back to himself in Houston before the ACL tear. Like that's how good he looked for the Patriots the other night. And it was clearly a revenge game. It clearly meant a lot to him. So from a Patriots fan perspective, you look at that and you go, that's pretty awesome. That being said, I don't know. I don't think that this was the prettiest win that we could have had. I mean, obviously, Ramondre Stevenson continues to have the fumbling problem. Antonio Gibson goes down. He will be out for the season, unfortunately, with an ACL tear, I think, in his left knee. Either way, at what point do you think that the Patriots start giving Travion Henderson a look? Because I watch these games nowadays, and I don't really understand exactly what the issue is. It seems like a guy that we drafted in the second round should probably be getting some snaps, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's just a bad blocker. Maybe he's this or maybe he's that. But in the preseason, he seemed like the guy, right? And now we're
Yeah.
5 weeks into the NFL season, and everybody's got question marks as to why this guy hasn't gotten any snaps. So I'm wondering
Yeah.
if you had some thoughts.
Look, if the guy can run the football, he doesn't have to block. Ramondre Stevenson can block. Alex,
Yeah.
when you think of Walter Payton, do you think of blocking? You
No,
think of Emmitt Smith, do you think of blocking?
no.
Derrick Henry, who's the biggest guy on the planet, you still don't think of blocking? If he can run the football, and I'm not saying he's up there with those guys. Come on.
Mhm.
But if he is good at running the football, you can put someone else in when they have to block.
Yeah, I agree.
But you have to give him a chance this week. I
Okay.
mean, it's time. Ramondre's got another fumble last game.
Yep.
And look, I know he's your guy. I know Vrabel loves him. You got to get him out. You got to get someone new in there.
I
And it's
mean,
gotta
he
be
only took
Henderson.
6 carries, to be fair, the entirety of the game. 2 of them were for
He
touchdowns.
fumbled in the first quarter.
Correct.
And
But
you did throw the ball a lot, to be honest.
and you made the adjustment, right? Like you didn't hand him the ball off. But I feel like you can't just go away from the run game for this Patriots offense. It is consistently working. I mean, the last 2 weeks, they have been getting downhill on these teams. Like we talked about it in the Panthers game. Their run game looked better. When they hold on to the football, they can make some plays. Obviously, you look at the 2 touchdowns from Ramondre Stevenson. You say, clearly he didn't have a good game, right? Like no one's arguing that he had a good game because when you fumble the football in the first quarter, you're never going to play all that many snaps. But the way that he responded was positive. I agree with you, though. I don't see why Travion Henderson has not gotten any touches right now and was sitting behind.
I agree with you. I think he did respond positively for sure. Because once you fumble once, you start thinking about holding on to the football, and it's the last thing a running back should be thinking about.
Right.
But at the same time, Alex, he led the league in fumbles last year.
Correct.
We're 5 weeks into the season, he has 3 already.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. If Derrick Henry wasn't handing the football to every team the Ravens were playing, he'd be hands down leading the league right now.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, I mean, you just can't. How long can you make excuses for? I love Ramondre Stevenson. Last year, if you go back and listen, I died on the hill for him to be RB1 last year.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, I'm over it. I'm ready to see Henderson. What's the worst case scenario? You go back to Ramondre Stevenson, got to give the kid a shot.
So do you think there is a reason as to why they haven't played him thus far? I mean, I've seen some circulation about some injury concerns and some other things. I'm seriously, I'm trying to scratch my brain to see what the issue is because, like, we saw it in the preseason. You saw it in the preseason. You saw his ability. You saw the dynamics. This is supposed to be a really good running back class overall. Have we seen it yet? Not really.
I disagree with that
Okay.
for sure. Disagree with that. I trust Vrabel. There's got to be something going on.
Yep.
He's a running back coach. He likes to pound the rock.
Yep.
But I just don't understand. I'd like to know what it is if there's something.
Yeah,
Right?
that's fair. That's fair.
Alex, what do you think this is the biggest win since?
I mean, you make a really good argument for that Super Bowl win against the LA Rams in, what was that, 2019, you said?
Yep.
I think that this is probably their biggest win since Mac Jones beat the Bills in 2019, because that was really when Josh Allen became, or 2020, that season, because that was really when Josh Allen was starting to come into himself.
That's not our best win. We
That-
beat them. We threw the ball 4 times that game.
Yeah.
Mac Jones did nothing. We set an NFL record for the most rushes in a single game.
It won.
It was
You won the game,
negative 10 degrees in Buffalo on
which is
Monday
awesome.
night.
Let's be honest. A snow game like that, not even a snow game, a
It wasn't
freezing
a
game
snow
like
game.
that is
It
awesome.
was 45-mile-an-hour winds. You literally could not throw the football. We threw it 3 times, and you think that was a better win than Sunday? You think that was a better win than Sunday night? Than the Super Bowl in 2019? That was a better win?
Well, I'm just trying to I'm literally scratching my brain for any type of win that was
we had
like
the problem is right. And I do hear you. We did have a couple games with Mac Jones where it was like, wow, that was a win. We had we hovered around 50 points a couple times that year. But this game was so good because it was so close against a great team. We haven't beaten a great team in a long time.
Yeah, so I'm
when
going
was the last time you watched the Patriots game and the fourth quarter came around and you were like, oh man, I can't wait to see what happens on this drive?
Agreed. Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, wow.
That's fair. It's a good point. I think that now you can officially say, though, that Drake May is your guy if you're the Patriots. He has looked the part through 5 weeks of the NFL season. Now, he may not have the touchdown numbers yet, but that's, like we said, because they like to run the ball in the red zone. But he's making some throws that very few guys in the league can make. And
Dude,
I mean,
good.
it's been touched on by a few people, just like the Mahomes-esque quality of being able to deal with the pressure and throw that ball down the field to Stephon Diggs for probably his biggest play of the game that night, was when Drake May rolled out to his right, had 2 people on him, almost got tackled, was going to throw the ball out of bounds, finds Stephon Diggs on the sideline, and Diggs takes it for a few more yards. Like, these are plays that you don't see a ton of quarterbacks making. You see the flashes of him being the guy. And he's obviously now proven himself to be the guy in New England, I think.
Yeah, 100% he has. Alex, do your impression for me of Chris Collinsworth watching Drake May make that pass to Stephon Diggs in the fourth quarter.
Oh, now here's a guy that can just make a throw when you need one. He kind of reminds me of a guy standing on the other sideline like Josh Allen, or a guy on Kansas City like Patrick Mahomes that we're going to go watch on Monday night. That was awesome.
So good, dude. So good. Alex will randomly pull that impression out. We'll be hanging out. It'll crush both of us. Oh, now here's a guy.
It's a good one, and the Romo one's good too, where he goes, I don't know, Jim. I don't know if I saw that.
I like the Tony Romo frozen screen impression.
Yeah.
I don't know, Jim. Look at the chain gang. They're coming out.
Yeah, right, so anyways, that's some good stuff.
Alex, let's play a game. Speaking of Drake May, let's get back on track here. Speaking of Drake May, there aren't right now very many quarterbacks that you can look at and be like, this guy's definitively better or definitively the guy in his system.
Okay.
I'm going to name you a couple guys that I think are pretty much in the same range of quarterback as he is, and you're going to not speak until you hear a better quarterback than him, all right? All right, don't speak until you hear a better quarterback than Drake May. Kyler Murray. CJ Stroud. Bo Nix. Jordan Love. Jared Goff. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts.
There it is. No, I think it's true. I think it's true.
Yeah, Jared Goff definitely is one where I think about it a little bit. I think he's better than the rest of the guys you listed off, to be honest with you. And that's not me being a homer or a fan. I just think throughout the season he has been that good so far. And I think that even from his quarterback class, we saw guys like Jaden Daniels have their great rookie season, won Offensive Rookie of the Year last year. Bo Nix, obviously the guy in Denver, right? And people were questioning whether or not Drake may deserve to be this number 2 overall pick. We're seeing some flashes from Caleb Williams as well. I don't want to forget about him. But it does look like the Patriots made the right selection right now, especially considering where they drafted. And, so that's really all I had there was just it feels like he's proving now to himself and to the league that he deserved to be picked that high and that he is the guy in New England, which I've said a few times. I'm going to move on.
A guy.
Look, I really like that game. And since we've already talked about him a little bit so far, I'm going to do the exact same thing for you. I'm going to name a few running backs, and you're going to have to tell me if you would rather have them over Ramondre Stevenson. You ready? Okay. He's locked in. He's not speaking. Samaje Perine.
Yeah, we'll take him.
Okay. Could be anybody.
He's got a dog. He's a dog. We gotta take him. He's back on the Bengals now?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I do know that.
Oh, my God.
Ah, man, yeah.
The Bengals are officially a retirement home. That's a good segue into our next point.
Agreed. If you didn't know, 22 hours ago, Joe Flacco is on the move from the from the Cleveland Browns to the Cincinnati Bengals. This is awesome for the NFL, regardless of any way you shake it. You are giving a guy who is a less athletic, less quick Jameis Winston behind center throw the ball to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. He is going to throw 5 interceptions or 5 touchdowns every single game. If you're a Bengals fan, I would be excited because you don't have to watch Jake Browning play football, hopefully ever again.
Look, I think the Joe Flacco Bengals jersey is one that's going to go up in the Hall of Random.
Probably.
I think for me, this is the perfect situation, right? It's a classic case of, can your wide receivers get open in 1.75 seconds? And if not, your quarterback is going to get absolutely mauled by Micah Parsons. That's what's going to happen this week. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase have exactly 2.5 seconds to get wide open.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do, they will catch the football. And if they don't, their 41-year-old quarterback will lose his head.
Yeah, I mean, Flacco's got a few Hall of Random jerseys. He's got the Colts jersey in the locker room.
There were so many that I didn't even know that he played for.
The Philadelphia Eagles in there. Like, there are some
Denver
really
Broncos?
Yeah, really strange ones. But this is good for football. This is good for Jamar Chase fantasy owners. This is good. This is what he does. He just throws the ball. He slings the rock. Jake Browning has apparently come out and said that he was obviously pissed with their decision to move on from him. Guess what, buddy? You suck. Like, there's nothing that you can really do about that.
At least your wife is hot, right? You have someone nice to go home to. She probably loves you too, which not very many people do.
He was getting booed in his own stadium by his own fans. Like, there needed to be a change. We all knew that. Are the Bengals making a playoff push with Joe Flacco? Probably not.
Oh, wait. I got some points on this.
Okay. I'll ask you then. No. Let me phrase it.
Okay. All right.
Do you think the Cincinnati Bengals can get to the playoffs with Joe Flacco at the helm?
Can they? Yes.
Okay.
Will they? I don't think so. But before we get there, here's one reason why I don't think Joe Flacco was that great in Cleveland earlier this year. He's proven in recent history that he does not like to be the day one starter. That's not Joe Flacco. We don't do that with him. Once a quarterback gets hurt and he is either traded midseason or then goes in as the backup, is when we see A1 primetime Flacco ball.
Flacco ball.
If he knows he's the starter, It's too much pressure for old Joe. He's got to come in and just do a bang-up job of being the injured guy's backup in order to be in his truest form. And I think that's exactly what we're going to see on the Bengals, at least for 4 out of the remaining 12 games that we have left.
Yeah.
Am I picking them up in fantasy? No. Am I way more hopeful now that my 5th-round pick of T. Higgins is not going to completely burn a hole in my fantasy team? Yes. I'm excited to watch this team this week, and I haven't said that since Joe Burrow got hurt.
Well, it feels like the exact situation that he went into with the Browns, 1 to 2 years ago,
Yeah.
where they went 11-5 and David Njoku became the best tight end in the NFL for like 6 games. You know, like there is going to be one guy on this Bengals team that just gets fed the rock every single possession. And it might be T. Higgins and it might be Jamar Chase.
And
it probably should be both of them.
It might be Mike Gesicki, the tight
Yeah,
end.
agreed.
It's a non-zero chance that we're seeing Gesicki ball out there.
That being said, like I am going to watch the Bengals now. Like they're not on my list of teams to watch. Like they're not on my list of teams to not watch. Like they will be in the quad box come Sunday when they go up against the Packers, because like you said, every possession is going to be okay. Something really cool is going to happen, or a 40-year-old man is going to get killed by Micah Parsons.
Look, I think the Bengals have officially earned the corner office seal of 2 weeks, minimum 2 weeks on the not game of the week slot, starting effective immediately. Congratulations, guys. Round of applause for the Bengals, because you guys were on your way to a season full of not game of the weeks.
You guys have a stay of execution for 2 games. Do not let us down. Do not let us down. Switching to a division rival, though, an important question needs to be brought up, in my opinion, about the 1-4 Baltimore Ravens. This team may be the most disappointing team in the NFL so far. They came out week 1, had an absolute battle against the Buffalo Bills. They lost a game that they should have won there. Lamar Jackson goes down last week, doesn't play this upcoming week. They had absolutely no fight against a bad Houston Texans team who looked better against this Baltimore Ravens team. This defense was supposed to be a top 10 defense in the NFL. They are sitting at the worst defense in the NFL with players like Roquan Smith on it. Like, that to me is just abysmal as it is. Is it time to start questioning whether or not you look to fire Jim Harbaugh? Someone who's been there for, a decade, won a Super Bowl in 2013. I mean, the question in my mind is definitely prevalent. I just don't know if it's something that, like, anybody else is talking about through front offices, but man, have they been super disappointing this year.
Yeah, I don't know. Harbaugh's had a couple of these seasons where he's been pretty bad. The problem with me is you won a Super Bowl 13 years ago.
Correct.
Now, you've been in conversation since, but you've only been to 2 AFC championship games.
And none with Lamar at the helm.
One with Lamar.
One with Lamar at the helm.
So getting over the hump seems to be a problem. And now how many years can you take this core group of guys and waste it by not getting to the playoffs? Can't be that many. I think if they fire him, it's more so because they need a change of pace in order to inspire these guys that they have, who are seemingly kind of, I'm not going to say the Ravens are on the way out, but they are a pretty old team, top to bottom. I mean, you have some young guys, but not a ton of them.
Right.
So, it is time to figure it out, or else you're going to be, this season's in the dumps already. You're 1-4. You have to win out in order to compete for the playoffs, in my opinion.
Now, to be fair, is that an outlandish statement coming from that division, right? The Pittsburgh Steelers are sitting at 3-1, but they're not a 3-1 football team, in my opinion. And ahead of them, you have the Cincinnati Bengals. And then you got the Cleveland Browns, who are seemingly throwing in the towel and going towards next year, right? They have
I think so too, but
quarterback.
They almost beat the Vikings this week.
Correct.
With Dylan Gabriel, their defense is good. At least
their
you can
defense
look at
is
this
very
team
good.
Like, their defense is awesome.
Yeah, fair.
They are a team that could make a game really tough on the Ravens. The Ravens have the worst defense in the NFL.
Yep.
And if they're not going to put up 40 points, clearly they're not going to be able to win. They've lost to some bad teams already this year. And to be fair, they've also lost to a couple of the best teams in the NFL. So I would give them a break there. But if they finish this season even hovering around the 500 mark, it's pretty much time to say goodbye to, maybe not say goodbye to Harbaugh, but they could see some serious moves in the Ravens front office this year if they don't figure it out. I mean, it is panic button time, right? Are you hitting the
Agreed.
panic button if you're the Ravens?
I'm 100% hitting the panic button. You have put way too many resources into this team being good. You have backed Lamar being your guy. He has looked like the MVP for the past 2 years, won it 2 years ago, was in contention for it, but Josh Allen had just an unbelievable season. I think you're concerned with the way Derrick Henry has played, even though I think that he is one of those guys that is capable of having a late season resurgence just based off of the way that he's played. But they got to give him the rock. Lamar's out for what, another week maybe? Hopefully he's back this weekend, if that. Um, the only way that they're going to win football games is through the ground, right? They don't have a fantastic receiving core. Zay Flowers has looked okay thus far. Mark Andrews looks old, right? This is an aging core that they have, especially at their receivers and their skill position spots, So I think that's a really big question for this team, is whether or not you're willing to allocate the resources towards getting another receiver into this building, or if you're willing to move on from a guy like Derrick Henry, who has had some really good success there in the past few years or the past year, but seems like he's regressing and is obviously not able to carry the ball as securely as he used to in Tennessee.
I think Derrick Henry's in a funk. Running backs who are that great don't ever just go immediately to sucking and coughing the football up, right? But
Adrian
I
Peterson,
agree.
But yeah,
Well, he took a bit of a hiatus from the NFL now, didn't he, Alex?
fair point. Fair point.
Look, here's the last point I'm going to make. I'm going to ask you this question.
Okay.
The Steelers right now are 3-1.
Okay.
Let's say the Steelers, hypothetically, which I don't think this is outlandish,
Yep.
get to 10-7.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say they get to 10-7.
Yep.
That is exactly 500 football from here on out.
Yep.
Do you think the Ravens can come back and win the AFC North?
I think 11 games is the tipping point. I think if any team in the AFC North wins 11 games, they will win the division. If the Steelers go 10-7, can the Ravens come back? I think they can. I think that the way that they would do that was, like you said, they'd have to win a lot of football games and probably have to win one this upcoming week without Lamar, right? Like, that is a big question, is whether or not he's going to be playing this upcoming week. And
you're
if
playing
they lose,
the Bears, that's a very good football team.
Correct. And if they lose, do you look at this season as a wash and go, why are we rushing Lamar back out there? Right? Like, we're clearly not making the playoffs. We're 1-5, right? So I think their backs are against the wall this week. But if there ever was a roster and a football team that could do it, like, Lamar Jackson is probably the guy, right? So it's a big question.
I agree with you. I'm looking at their schedule right now. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Teams that I think they lose to the Bears this week.
Okay.
I think they lose to the Green Bay Packers.
Probably.
I think this Ravens team, the way it looks right now. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. I was reading this wrong. They will have Lamar back against the Bears.
Okay.
I think this team loses to the LA Rams this week.
Mm.
I think fully healthy, they lose to the Rams this week. I think this team loses to the Packers.
Okay.
I think this Ravens team loses to the Patriots.
Wow. That's a big take.
They look, and again, they don't play until Christmas time. Mm-hmm. So things could be completely different by then. And again, if the Ravens have some wins under their belt, then that absolutely changes, because this team would smoke the Patriots if they had some wins under their belt.
Correct. And
from what I've seen so far, I have not been more impressed than from what I've seen from the Patriots.
I think it starts from this team defensively more so than offensively. I think with Lamar on offense, they're going to figure it out. They can't let up 40 points a game.
They've been scoring 40 points a game.
But it doesn't matter. They're not winning.
I know. It's exactly your point, though.
Yeah. They're not winning. Like, you have to be able to find a way to win games on defense. And this defense was one that was coming into the season was supposed to be so dominant, and they just have not been the same way. A question about a little bit of drama that happened in the past 24 hours. Arizona Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon was fined $100,000 by the NFL for his sideline altercation with Emmanuel Demercado. Emmanuel Demercado got to the 1 yard line on a 76-yard I don't remember. I think it was a run. I think he broke a runoff and then dropped the football before breaking the plane. do you think this fine is warranted or not? And look, here's the another question, because the Arizona Cardinals game just ended in such ridiculous fashion, right? They drop the ball on the 1-yard line. The Tennessee Titans get the touchback. They go and score. On that same drive, a pass from Cam Ward is intercepted, takes 2 steps upfield, and then drops the football. The football is kicked and juggled into the end zone where Tyler Lockett picks it up for a Tennessee Titans touchdown. This game should have been over. If you're asking me, I don't think Jonathan Gannon did anything wrong. I think that there needs to be player accountability, and people cannot be dropping the ball on the 1-yard line. What do you think?
I haven't seen the video yet. I'm looking at it right now. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm looking at the video.
It doesn't look egregious. It just looks like a coach being angry at a player, which is fair, right?
Look, if you're dropping the football when you score your first NFL touchdown or second NFL touchdown, and it costs your team the game, what are you expecting? It's your head coach. I don't know. The video's not crazy. Wait, hold on. He might have smoked him in the chest. Sorry, I'm watching this for the first time. I really am watching this for the first time. I truly saw the headline and I was like, yeah, well, that's not a $100,000 offense. Didn't you see the video of him dropping it?
It also feels like an odd thing for the NFL to do, more so than the Arizona Cardinals in-house being able to take care of it. But at the same time, you're trying to set a precedent as a league. I understand that.
Yeah, that's not a $100,000 smack. I'm sorry.
No. And it's also like, this is football. Like, of course, they're like, it's a physical sport. It's a physical game, right? Like, defensive line.
You don't know what was being said. You don't know what was being said. Maybe they got in the huddle and he was like, hey, you're better than that. Come on. You're just firing this guy. You just don't know.
Correct. So I think there are a lot of questions there. This Arizona Cardinals team should be sitting at 2-3. Now they're sitting at, or they are sitting at 2-3. They should be sitting at 3-2. And is it another one of those years where you look at Kyler Murray and go, I don't really know what we have here, and I don't know. I feel like the Tennessee Titans is a team that should have went 0-17 this year and somehow got a win in the most Looney Tunes way possible.
I agree with that. I do also think that they should have gone 0-17 this year.
It just it goes to show you how hard it is to lose 17 football games. Like
it is hard. It might be harder than winning 17 football games. Although the Titans do have my second favorite NFL name right now.
Okay.
Alik Ayoma-Nor is an awesome name, dude. Come on, what are we doing?
That is a great name.
Awesome.
Agreed. That is a great
Number
name.
1, Poona Ford for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah.
You got a favorite
first team
name?
all name? No.
Okay.
Kool-Aid McKinstry, maybe?
Good one.
I think he had 2 interceptions this week.
Kobe Bryant, cornerback for the Seattle Seahawks. Michael Jordan, offensive guard for the Patriots.
Yeah, Mr. Jordan. The only other game that I thought was notable this week was the Jags beating the Chiefs on Monday Night Football. The reason is because we've been dogging on Trevor Lawrence a lot, and I think it's time to give him a few flowers. He played a really good game the other night. He also tried to lose it, right?
I was going to say,
everybody knows.
Give flowers to the guy who tripped and fell twice on the game-winning touchdown.
Correct. He did try to lose it. He almost fell down and would have taken a sack that would have been pretty detrimental. But that being said, like they looked like a pretty solid team, and I think they're going to compete for the AFC South, which, like we've said, we have no idea what's going on in that division right now.
No, we don't. I think for me, this screamed the Chiefs' black magic devil voodoo period is over. Because they got the dark magic. We're used to the Chiefs playing these games where they're playing a team they probably should smoke.
Yep.
It's a one-score game. The other team has the ball, and then some black magic stuff happens. Everyone watching the game completely blacks out, and they look at the screen with 5 seconds left, and Patrick Mahomes is in the victory formation. That's what we're used to.
Right.
They got the voodoo magic thing, but it didn't go their way this time.
Well, I think you could also say that it's transferred over to Howie Roseman in the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, that guy is, he properly sold his soul.
But I think you're right. I mean, they even did have a favorable whistle, I felt like, against Jacksonville, and they couldn't figure out a way to win. Still, Patrick Mahomes does not have all his weapons. We keep saying it about this team. But they might be, the period of the Chiefs being the most dominant team in the NFL seems to be over. And I couldn't
this
be
is
more happy about it. I personally couldn't be more happy about it.
I'm pretty thrilled, to be honest with you. I'm also not going to get ahead of myself.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
fair.
do it. They're
Well, that's the
close.
thing.
They're
You can't let
certainly
your
close.
guard down. You cannot let your guard down.
They might be retooling. We just don't know.
Right.
But I mean, hopefully. On the Jaguars, real quick, Trevor Lawrence, congratulations on winning a football game. You guys are 4-1. I don't know how, and I don't think it
Yeah.
will continue, but I'm wishing you all the luck. Brian Thomas, please figure it out. The NFL wants you back.
Travis Hunter
Alex.
looked okay. He had a really big catch.
Yeah.
He had one really big catch. Yeah, go on.
Let's get into our picks this week.
Okay.
And look, I'm going to be the first. I'm here. I'm hand up. I blew it. I had a big lead, 5-0. I had a huge lead. Threw it away. Moving forward, I'm not going to take my lead for granted. It's going to start this week with picks. Alex, we're all knotted up after 5. I believe both of us have 12 points, which is a shockingly low amount of points to have after making 20 picks. You and I are shooting at pretty much exactly a 60% rate right now.
Yeah.
Which some actually, if you look at it, we're taking spreads. That's pretty much 50-50. You and I are above average so far.
Yeah.
Clap it up for us.
Hey.
A second round of applause. Clap it up for us. We're killing it. We are killing it.
No one ever complained about 60%. That being said, when going 100% is on the table this week, I'm feeling great. I had a really big 4-1 week last week. Obviously, we just talked about it, getting to knot it up at 12-12. Whew. This is the week that's going to set things apart. Because of that,
the one pick you missed last week was comical, by the way.
So was one of your picks that you missed last week.
Yeah, but mine was plus. Yours was minus, dog. You are.
No, it wasn't. I took the Ravens plus 2.5 over the Texans, and they lost by 30. So the Texans covered the spread.
The Ravens lost by 34. The Raiders lost by more, but I think I got them at plus 7.
They lost by 37.
They lost by 34.
Oh, okay.
But sorry, I got them at plus 7, so yours was worse than mine was.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Hand up. I did think the Giants were going to beat the Saints. The Saints continue to kind of impress me.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler Ball. I mean, their defense played really well, but you got to know that the Jackson Dart, 2-season rookie quarterback special is they come in, they play really well the first week, and then week 2 is just like an absolute disaster. That's on you for not doing your research. You need to know a little bit more going into these not game of the weeks this week.
To be honest with you, I saw Cam Scadaboo's fantasy projection and thought that he was going to rip it up, and that is on me again.
I'm glad that we have a game of the week this week, even though going to 2 not game of the weeks is always fun. That being said, my first pick here, I have the Bills minus 4.5 over Atlanta. I think they're angry coming off of this Patriots loss, and I think they're going to go out and steamroll Atlanta.
I agree with everything you just said. That is a great pick. I also think Atlanta is dangerous on offense. So if the Bills don't come out sharp, they're in Atlanta, right?
Yes, they are.
If they don't come out on Monday night, if they don't come out sharp, they are vulnerable, but I agree with that logic. Checks out to me. My first line, Patriots are coming off a massive win against the Panthers, an even bigger win against the Bills. Minus 3.5 over the Saints feels ridiculous to me. It's got to be more than that. I'm taking Pats minus 3.5.
Okay. Are they at home? They're on the road. They're in Louisiana.
They're in New Orleans.
Yeah. All right. It's a bold pick. It's a pick that we like to make because we love watching Patriots football. We probably will be anyways. Another one that I don't feel necessarily super safe about, but I feel like should get the job done is Chargers minus 3.5 over Miami. You never know what you're going to get from a Chargers team. This team, we said it before, they won their first 3 games against division rivals. And then I looked at you and I went, this team is a team that loves to blow the lead, right? So I'm expecting them to have a bounce back week this week, but it could go any one of which way because you never know what's coming with this LA Chargers team.
No, you truly don't.
And Amarian Hampton is out.
That sucks.
Right.
I feel pretty good about this one, too. I think the Indianapolis Colts keep rolling. They're playing the Cardinals, who, frankly, completely blew it last week.
Yep.
I got a minus 7.5. I think they win by 10. I think they win by 14 over this Cardinals team.
14 is a lot of points.
No, but I do officially have them at 7.5.
Okay. You have them officially at 7.5. 14.5 is an obscene amount of points,
That is
especially
way too many.
for when Joe Flacco was throwing the football. With my third and final pick here, I am taking the Cincinnati Bengals to cover 14.5 against the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, that is a bold pick. If we're talking BP's, dog, that is a bold pick.
My nuts are on the table. This is what we're doing this week.
And you know what? If Browning is game day starter, he's going to stomp all over them.
Yes. Yes.
Another pick that I just feel pretty good about. The Dallas Cowboys offense looks great, and the Panthers just had a close game against the Dolphins. I got the Cowboys -3.5.
Is CeeDee Lamb back?
Small. Possibly.
It doesn't matter the way that George Pickens has been playing, to be fair.
Well, I mean, he looks great, but CeeDee Lamb might be back. I think without him, they still crush the Panthers.
Probably. All right, let's talk about game of the week. It's this one wasn't necessarily super obvious, but I think it's an important one to watch here. Well, I mean, there isn't a fantastic slate of games this week, but the Chiefs are sitting at 3-2. You know what I mean? But we think that they're still a pretty good football team. They're playing the Detroit Lions at home.
In Kansas City.
In Kansas City, right? Okay, so we're picking this game here. What are your thoughts here? I mean, you just said the Lions are Super Bowl favorites right now. I don't necessarily know if I agree with that, but they do feel like the favorite going into this game.
They're not, according at least to ESPN lines. They're +2.5 going into Kansas City.
Okay,
that's ridiculous. To me, that is ridiculous. The Lions just set a franchise record for most points through 5 games. They have like 180 points in 5 games. That is ridiculous.
It's a lot of points.
The Chiefs just gave up 31 to Trevor Lawrence, who literally went ass backwards trying to lose the football game. You think this? Seriously, look me in the eyes and tell me this Lions team isn't going to put up 50 this week.
No, I won't do that. I'm also taking the Lions. So
I'm taking the Lions, and I think they might put up 50 this week.
All right, we'll see what happens. Don't jinx it though, because I'd like to go 5-0, and you're talking really bold right now. That being said,
okay, I will say if the Chiefs lose this game and give up 50 to the Lions, the dynasty is over.
Okay, foot down. This is your Cliff
on the table.
This is your Tom Brady Cliff analogy. Call you Max Kellerman. This is the one. Patrick Mahomes is going to fall off a cliff. Say it. Your words, not mine.
Step aside, LeBron.
LeBron, we're good.
We're good.
Ben Simmons is here. All right, let's talk about not game of the week. This one, oh boy, please avert your eyes if you are anywhere in the vicinity of Los Angeles or Tennessee. The Tennessee Titans will play the LA Raiders on probably a 4:25 game. Please don't put it on.
I would say a 1:00 game.
Either way,
yes,
it's not a prime.
4:05 it was always 4:05.
The NFL doesn't want you to watch this one, so make sure.
I have a theory that I'm ready to put out there.
Okay, go ahead.
I think the NFL scheduling team has a not game of the week that they select every week. I think they actually have 2 of them, and they put them at 4:05 every week. Okay. 4:05. I've never once been like, oh, I'm excited to watch this game that's kicking off at 4:05.
This game is horrible. Really, really bad. Geno Smith has not looked anything like himself in Seattle under this Pete Carroll offense. What I think is funny about this Raiders team is they beat the Patriots week 1, and then there was like the locker room interview where they had like all the guys like hyped up, and they were like, "This is our year, man." And now we're sitting here, like, which is a tough scene. It's a tough scene if you're an LA Raiders fan, if you're out there at all. I mean, you might be.
Look, 7 interceptions is a lot for Geno Smith to have. If you have more picks than Jake Browning this year, chances are your season isn't going that well.
That being said, the Titans are somehow worse. So I am taking the Los Angeles Raiders to defeat this Tennessee Titans team, who should not have won last week.
I agree. I think this Raiders team has some guys that are fun to watch. Geno Smith is not one of them. I think they steamroll the Titans this week.
I mean, there are Raiders fans online praying for the Jimmy Garoppolo days. That's how bad it's gotten.
Gardner Minshew was pretty sweet last year.
Alex O'Connell, Derek Carr.
I know we like to have some difference in the game of the week and not game of the week picks between the two of us.
Yep.
This week, we're not doing it. We're both going 5-0 this week. I'm calling it. Both going 5-0.
I like it. I like it. That's what
All
we
right.
need. We need that.
Well, we'll be back next week with more NFL coverage, as always. But until then, this has been the Corner Office, and I'm Jack Byrne.
And I'm Alex Penders.
Corner 3. Look, I'm going to hit my corner 3 right on Danny Amendola. Wait, no, Danny Woodhead.
Danny Woodhead.
Corner 3.
Never stood a chance. Never stood a chance. Couldn't block it.